When are we going to understand that we are put on earth to love? That's all it's about. Everybody want to figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. I really think that it's going to keep going on. War going to keep going on. Frustration going to keep going on. Anger going to keep going on till we finally go back down to the simplest word, love. And when God sees that, then we have the answer. People don't like to look themselves in the mirror. That's the hardest thing to do. You know, it's to critique yourself rather than point the finger. Everybody hates change. So to actually do that and say, I'm wrong in a lot of areas, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm saying I'm wrong in a lot of areas, that takes a lot of willpower. It starts with self first. Before music, it's a lot of territories, just being a part of the game culture and knowing how it reacts and being in the center, the heart of it. There's a lot of territories that, you know, I couldn't go to just off the simple fact it was bad blood between my neighborhood and the neighborhood around the corner. And those neighborhoods was off limits, way off limits. And just recently I just found out that the same cats that I enemied or that enemied me somewhat has given me a higher respect further than gang banging, just off the simple fact I'm doing something that not only inspires them but inspires their kids, which privileges me to go where I want to go in Compton. These words are powerful. You know, I got homeboys that's dead, that's in prison, and sometimes you get a lot of artists that just glorify that. So these kids look at it, you know, they think it's nothing but cool until they put in a real situation when they're back against the wall and it's all over. For me, that's what separates me as an artist. I'm gonna give you the gift and I'm gonna give you the curse. Yeah, for me, I'm responsible for myself to know what I'm talking about. That's where my responsibility comes, to know 100% what I'm talking about, because I'm a witness. It's your choice to listen to it, but it's my responsibility to know exactly what I'm talking about, you know, and to always give you both sides of the fence. I can't just write. I can't come up with an album if it's not from self-experience. We so focused on what the outside is doing to us and stumbling upon us. We forget that if we're stronger on the inner core, ain't nothing nobody else can do. You can't break down something that's so solid if the core is solid. The foundation is there. You know, it's just something that gotta really be reversed. Definitely a curse that has to be reversed. That reverse may come tomorrow. Fortunately, when you talk about change, you talk about time. And time can be forever. When you're dealing with something such as murder, violence, and most importantly, hate.
I was surprised to hear some of the things that you were saying here when you talk about depression and reveal suicidal thoughts. And I'm like, is this real? Is there poetic license? Like, where did that come from? What prompted that?
I think I've pulled that song not only from previous experiences, but I think my whole life. I think everything is drawn out of that, even situations from Good Kid, Mad City. It wasn't that vulnerable. Nothing was as vulnerable as that record. So it's even pulling from those experiences of coming up in Compton. It's pulling with the experience of going through change and accepting change. That's the hardest thing for man, accepting change. And when I was on that tour bus and things is happening back home in my city or in my family that I can't do nothing about, it's out of my control, I can put it in God's, I couldn't understand that. And that can draw a thin line, you know, between you having your sanity and you losing it. And this is how artists deteriorate if you don't catch yourself.